I lay awake at 4, staring at the wall, counting all the cracks backwards in my best friend. Reminds me of a book I skim read in a surgery, all about palmistry. I wonder what's in store for me. I pretend the plaster is the skin on my palms, and the cracks are representative of what is going on. I lose a breath, my love line seems entwined with death. I'm thinking of you too. I lay awake at 3, staring at the ceiling. It's a kind of off-white, maybe it's a cream. There's oily residue seeping from the kitchen. It's Art Deco, necromantic chic. All the dinner plates are kids with Irish wolfhounds, French baguettes wrapped loose around their necks. I think I'm hungry, I'm thinking of you too. 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 I'm thinking of you.
What's up? Sorry I'm late, I was washing my hair.
Wondering what you're doing, what you're listening to, which quarter of the moon you're viewing from your bedroom. Watching all the movies, drinking all the smoothies, swimming at the pool. I'm thinking of you too. I'm thinking of you too. I'm thinking of you.
What's up, everybody? Manc, Conte.
I'm thinking of you
too. I'm thinking of you too. Courtney Barnett, Australian or Aussie, right-handed guitar player. See that? That's not a reverse screen. She plays right-handed. Pretty good. Great songwriter. Great songwriter. I like when she teams up with Kurt Vile from Pennsylvania, Philadelphia. Kurt Vile, man. So I don't know what the wacky costumes about. Maybe it was Halloween, or it's just they feel like dressing in drag. Who knows, man? Manc Conte reporting. So let's dive in. Manc Conte reporting. Oh, before we do that, I got to tell you about. I got a gift. Thank you. Thank you, Judy. Judy sent me something. Check this shit out, man. Hold on. So Judy S. Thank you, Judy S. We're gonna look at this. We're gonna do Judy S. Judy S. is a watcher of the show, and she saw the fish in the hat that I'm wearing right now. You want to see my fish? Check out my fish. See my fish? Terminator fish. Terminator fish. Whoa. So I don't know what it means. Somebody just gave me. See, I don't buy anything. I don't buy shit. People give me shit, and I take it. So the hat was very similar. It's a gift, right? I don't know what it means. Terminator, fucking terminate. I don't know what it means. Right? So Judy was watching, and she sent me this, man. She says, I have a photograph. I have not a photograph, but a piece of art that has a fish in it, and it reminded me of your hat. So you see the fish? It's a flying fish. There's a flying fish. There's a fish flying over land. Thank you very much, Judy. I got it, man. Fucking dust and all. That's nice, right? And I don't know. It looks like a lithograph, I guess, like some kind of stamp thing. You know, it's got like the indent in it. Maybe it was inked or something. It might be. I mean, it might be valuable. I don't know. It says proof on it. It said that this is the proof. So, 1973. I don't know if you can see the artist's name over there because I can't read it, but it says something. It's just fascinating. I don't know. It's just a nice little piece. It's just a nice little fucking, I don't know what. It's a nice shot, man. I'll keep it. I'll put it. Yeah, I'll put it up. I'll hang it up over here. I'll hang it up over here. I'll hang it up over here. There we go. There we go. There we go. We got the fish in the picture, man. I got a flying ass fish, man. So I don't know what it means, but it's pretty cool, man. Thank you very much, Judy S. Judy S. from Florida, thinking of me. See, like, this is a good way to get on my good side, man. You could send me very, very expensive art, and I will definitely accept that art, and I will talk about it. I will talk about it at length, right? Just because I can, right? So thank you guys for participating, being here. Thanks everybody. Good morning, everybody. Thomas Hayes, Buddha Girl, how are you? Buddha Girl's here. Mr. Nobody, Mr. Nobody, Me So Hungry. I like that name. Me So Hungry. Bebop. What's up, Bebop? What's up, JBE? Again, sorry I'm late. I was. Hey, listen, man. Everybody needs a break once in a while, man. I was washing my hair. I wouldn't make that up. I wouldn't lie about that. So let's talk about these crazy liberals. I never thought I'd hear myself say that. Those liberals, right? I always thought of myself as kind of on the left in terms of politics. Definitely. I mean, I don't have any opinion of social issues. I guess I'm, I'm socially liberal, but I would think of myself as more fiscally, economically conservative, where conserving people's money and not the corporate money. I don't even know what to make of it anymore. But anyway, it does seem that the liberal mind that wants you to not look at the economics of the issue and scare the shit out of you and convince you that COVID-19 was the culprit and not a crashing economy initially, are the people running the show. Cuomo, de Blasio, and there's a fascinating article. I'm just going to go through it. It's in the New York Times. It caught me by like, wow, how fucking ignorant are these people? They're not looking at the facts anymore. They're following on COVID-19. They're following what appears to be the wrong advice. They got the wrong people in their ears. People like Bill Gates, and they're listening to the billionaire class, right? They're listening to the Center for Disease Control, who's clearly not on the side of the people. So let's just get through it. So go to my site, by the way. Thank you. I got this fine. There's exclusive material now. You can read this article by Conspiracy Brothers, George Webb, and Dave Acton, schizophrenic by nature. They are. So you'll read the article, and you could see a video of these crazy fucks. George Webb and his crazy brother, psychopath Thomas Schoenberger, fucking the criminal from California. Right? These guys are real people, man. It's fucking crazy, right? You got Dave Acton actually admitting.
Hey, this is Dave. Injury, and she's willing to step in.
You can listen to this video of Dave Acton actually admitting that the family is schizophrenic, right? George is schizophrenic. The father was schizophrenic. You can read it. You want to know where all this craziness comes from. This guy fucking accused, George Webb of recent, accused Matteo Benassi of being patient zero. He's a fucking nut job. This guy's destroying people's lives. And you got the psycho brother Acton creeping around. Now it's starting to all come out. People are starting to realize. I mean, I did my best to document his insane videos and and his insane court filings. And now that it's all starting to run dry, we can air this fucker out finally. All right, put him on the grill for a while. All right, so he deserves that shit. That's what he deserves what he's getting, because he's crazy and he needs to be in a hospital. All right, him and his fucking psycho brother and his psycho family. So here's an interesting, by the way, and while you're at marcusconte.com, looking at that exclusive information, exclusive article, hit the tip jar and join on Patreon. That's why I went over there to tell you about it. So this is fascinating. We're going to look at this New York Times article, and that is it's just staggering, the liberal nonsense. But let's skim the news, skim the COVID-19 news. Someone sent me this This is apparently the president of Tanzania. He said, don't trust the World Health Organization. Don't trust the WHA, who he had fake test samples sent to labs. He took samples from papaya fruit, sheep, goats, and other things. Other things. They put oil from a car. They sucked some fucking oil out of a car and sent it, and I think it tested positive for coronavirus. So this shit. What's up, Vinny DiMartini? My motherfuckers in the house. What's up, Vinny? What's up, Sterling Price? Good morning. Oh, it's Mother's Day too. Happy Mother's Day to everybody and everything, and to all the mothers and mother effers in the house. What's up, mothers? What's up, mom? What's up, mothers? I forgot about that, man. I got to call mom, man. I got to call fucking mom. So welcome everybody. So here's this Tanzanian president. This is hysterical. It's in Tanzanian, but you can read. Let me see if I can blow it up a little bit so you could read it a little better. Read it a little better. It's by Janava Nitas Das. So check this out.
Tulichukua sample za mbuzi,
took samples from goats, took samples from sheep, took samples from papaya, we took samples from car oil,
oil ya gari na sample za vitu vingine.
We took samples from other different things, and we sent those samples to the laboratory without them knowing, and even named all the samples, like the samples from the car oil. We named it Jabal Hamas, 30-year-old male. This is genius. His results came back negative. We took the sample from the jackfruit, and we named it Sarah, 45-year-old female. And the results came back unconclusive. Never negative. We took a sample of the papaya. Papaya.
Tukaipa jina
Elizabeth, 26-year-old
female.
And the results from the papaya came back positive for coronavirus. That means that the liquid from the papaya is positive. Or they're just fudging the results. We took a sample from a bird type called quar. The results came back positive. Wow. We took a sample from a rabbit. The results came back undetermined. We took samples of goats. The results came back positive. Goats positive. Sheep were negative, and so on and so on. Wow, that's some fucking staggering stuff, right? What does it mean? What does it mean? Thank you, Mr. President from Tanzania. What does it mean? It means that the tests are skewed, and nobody knows what the fuck they're looking at. If they don't know what it is, then they're just saying, oh, it's positive. But there you go. There's a president of the country, right? President of Tanzania, a very fine country, a very fine African country, right? Tanzania. He's got credentials, right? And he sent it in. Why did he send it in? Why did he send in these results? Because he thinks it's bullshit. He's saying that because how many times is Bill Gates and the scumbag power brokers and billionaires gone to Africa trying to sell them all kinds of shit, selling them on vaccines, selling them on HIV medications, stealing their resources in the Congo. Fucking come on, man. The Africans know, they see the Americans coming a mile away, right? The billionaire class, right? So he's blowing the whistle, man. Thank you very much, man. Thank you very much, man. So fucking papaya. Now people say, oh, papaya's got coronavirus in it. Don't eat it. Some shit like that, man. You get it backwards, right? That's backwards thinking. So that was pretty interesting. So I want to read a comment. Thank you, Serenade Song writes, this is a great comment. Thank you so much for that. I read all the comments. I don't always comment more than a little heart because then I would just sit there all day commenting. My comment is in the video. That's what I do, right? I make videos, right? You write a comment, I read the comment, and what am I going to write the comment? No, I don't write the comment. I digest the comment. I swallow and eat the comment, and then eventually it comes out. That's how it happens. If you're a dick, I delete your comment, and that also comes out too. So I've got much less tolerance for that shit these days. So Serenade Song says this. This is really good. This is in response to the video yesterday. I was just walking around cold, empty streets in New York City, and she says, I was talking about, listen and then I'll comment. All of the morons who believe they want to tank the economy. The economy was tanking before the virus, people. Wake up. The stock market was engaged in repo action every single day for months. The unemployment numbers were always incorrect. Once you stop collecting unemployment, even if you still don't have a job, you are no longer counted. Correct. Businesses were shuttering their doors left, right, and center in 2019. Those in power knew the economy was shit and Trump was lying to you. They knew this was going to tank and have planned and used the virus for cover. People are awake. I mean, think. What sounds better? The economy is dead because we mismanaged this whole shitty economic system, and now once again we will be bailed out. We will bail out the rich while you suffer. I think I fucked that up. The economy is dead because what sounds better? Well, the economy is dead because we mismanaged it, and now you're going to suffer, or the economy is dead because of a scary virus that wasn't our fault. You will suffer, but come on. No one is to blame, and we are all in this together. Together at home, together. It's so observant. Now just stay home and don't get mad or protest if you spiral into poverty because you and your family may get ill. Come on. We all know the option, that option 2 is an easy sell while also being absolutely perfect, an absolute perfect way to control the masses while society falls apart. The economy was toast before the virus. Stop believing that it wasn't and that it is some Trump versus Democrats shit. It isn't. They play for the same team. Thank you very much, man. That was a great comment, right? So there's a lot of people that are saying, and I see where this is coming from. A lot of people are saying that Trump is getting blamed for the mismanagement of COVID-19, and that caused the crash of the economy. But the fact is, the economy I've been saying it for 2 years, right? Ever since I started this program, I said it, that the crash would inevitably come, and it did. And the market was going straight the fuck downhill. And we don't even know to the extent, because we're not even privy to the information behind the scenes. We don't know to what extent the bankers screwed us. We don't know. We don't know what kind of derivative markets they had going, but something went wrong, and the market started to tank. The interest rate went below zero, below zero, and they still couldn't turn profit, and that is the fact. The economies were crashing, and then came along from out of nowhere was the coronavirus. So I totally agree with that. That's reality right there, and thank you, Serenade Song. Thank you for that comment. So, but in light of that, let's still blame China. Let's say China did it, right? Because China's shady, and the truth about China is that China is shady. China is a Nazi-minded organization, a leadership of they see Chinese as genetically pure. The Han people are the privileged people, just like Germany, just like Japan, just like the Americans. Every country, the Brazilians, every fucking crazy country, historic, the Romans, see themselves as the chosen people. And China is no different. They are an extreme, communists, very, very similar to the Nazis, but they're not much different than us. We see ourselves as leaders of the world and the smartest people on the planet, and the Americans are so brilliant, and everybody should believe us and follow us and use our dollar and such. But China, I'm not defending China. I'm just saying that the U.S. has a vested interest in pinning this thing on China so that they can blame them for a crashing economy. They can blame them for being overly secretive, and get an upper hand in trade, basically. And I don't know. I mean, after this is over and you keep attacking China like that, are you going to trust the products that come out of China? Remember, China lifted, millions, 600 million people out of poverty in 30 years. And in the case of the United States, we've gone the other way. What China has done for its people, where it was peasantry even 30 years ago, is now arguably middle class. It's the middle class that we saw, the explosion in opportunity for the people that we in America experienced in the 50s and the 60s. China has experienced over the last 5 or 10 or 20 years, 15 years, where the middle class has risen. So what does that have to do with? It means that their system works better than ours. Call it what you want: communism, capitalism, voodoo economics. It doesn't matter what you call it. The facts are the facts, and China should be, and always has, should have been on the radar for, currency manipulations and such, and putting their own interests before anybody else. But the corporations are greedy. U.S. corporations are greedy. They'll just go there and turn over their manufacturing for a cheaper price. And that's precisely how China won that economic war. And because the leadership, our leadership, doesn't like it anymore, let's blame them for coronavirus. So that's my take on China, what it is and why they're attacking it. They're a competitor. They're competition. Right? They see themselves as, clearly, if they've moved this fast, this far, this fast, in this short a period of time, they are heading for world dominance. Right? No doubt about it. No doubt about it. Right? So the U.S. is trying to stop that a little bit, stop the competition by blaming them, vilify them, make them seem like criminals. Right? Right. So here it is with pin the pandemic on China. China asked WHO to delay pandemic announcement, deny human-to-human transmission. German intelligence, Germans said. Right? This is going to be ongoing, right? So President Xi Jinping asked WHO organization director to cover up the severity of the coronavirus pandemic in January. So it's just an article. It's being released by German intelligence. German intelligence. Like, well, who the fuck did they know? We never get a name. It's just a hush hush. It's like the CIA putting out propaganda. Because if we could pin it on China, if we could weaken China and slow them down a little bit, maybe we can still get underwear for $1 and $2, and we could keep our 99-cent stores open. We can get cheap drugs on the cheap. We get everything on the cheap in China, but that shit is starting to end. Right? It's starting to end. So, do I believe this story? No, I do not believe that. The coronavirus probably was manufactured in a lab somewhere. That seems to be clear, because I'm looking at what Dr. Judy Mitkovitz in the Plandemic movie said. That she said it's physically impossible for a virus to have mutated from the SARS/HIV strand in such a short period of time. It would have taken 800 years for that to happen naturally. And the evidence, and it happened in 10 years rather than it should have taken 800 years. Something happens in 10. So it's likely that it was, in fact, manufactured in a laboratory. Now, was it a Chinese laboratory? Was it a U.S. laboratory? Was it a fucking German laboratory? Nobody knows. Because all the intelligence agencies are going to try to pin it on the other. And in the final analysis, it doesn't really matter. It's that this type of research exists. This type of research goes on all the time. Now, was it a bioweapon? Are these things designed? Are these viruses designed as weapons? You could make an argument for that. Why is there an interest in creating viruses that kill people and spread wildly and transmit human to human? Right? That blows away nuclear war if you think about it. Right? That would be the best type of warfare you can do. Make the people ill. Right, ramp it up a little bit. Oh, we only killed 200,000 people in the world. Let's amp it up. Let's put a little more of this and less of that, and we'll kill 5 million. Right, or we'll have a fast acting virus that when we release it, it'll kill all the people quickly in a month, and then it'll die itself, and it won't spread globally. Right? You can start to create viruses that are weaponizing viruses. It makes perfect sense, and it's a lot better. Kill the people, don't destroy the property, because when all the people are dead, right? If you want to conquer a country, you kill all the people, and you come in with a broom, right? You sweep up the bodies, you take the bodies, you throw it in the ocean, feed the fish, right? And then you have all the property. You didn't blow anything up. How fucking stupid! If you want to take a country, why are you blowing it up? Why did the Germans blow up England when they could have created a viral bomb, right? A killer virus, right? Designer viruses, right? On the market, on the CIA selling designer viruses. This virus will kill 20,000 people in an hour, and then it'll die itself. Right? Self-destructing viruses that kill. It does make sense. There is a legitimate argument. Oh, did you see? I'm sorry. I'm looking at the comments. Someone's saying that the artwork by Judy Z. Yeah, it's hanging right there. I'll show it to you again later. I got to do the show first. So the second wave of Kung Flu virus. Someone's saying in the you get my point, right? You get my drift. That economically, it's desirable to frame China, probably because a lot of these viruses were being designed as weapons, bioweapons. It does make sense. Now, is there any proof of any of that? Well, there's Dr. Judy who's saying it. There is evidence that virology does go in that direction of trying to create viruses that transmit human to human, link with the, who knows the fucking genetics of the thing. It's not important, but the fact is, I think that it is very possible that we are looking at some sort of bioweapon that could have been unleashed or squeaked out accidentally or what. But to blame China when we do the exact same research, it could be actually jealousy. Like, oh man, they got to that. Oh, they got a good one. They put out a good one. Right? We should have done that. Right? So something to think about. So children too. Watch your children, motherfuckers. Watch your children. Right? Now let's blame the children, right? Because the children seem to have been immune to COVID-19. So let's invent something else to scare the shit out of the children. 3 New York children die of mysterious illness believed to be linked to COVID-19. Really? Let's listen to this bullshit. Check this out.
Death toll rises in New York among children diagnosed with complications from the coronavirus.
The illness has taken the lives of 3 young New Yorkers.
The state investigating
as he lifts up his ball sack when he says it. You see that move? He's like reaching for his balls. Watch.
3 young New Yorkers.
Fix my balls.
The state investigating 73 cases.
One of the few rays of good news was young people weren't affected. We're not so sure that is the fact.
What does COVID-related complication mean, you idiot? What does it mean? It doesn't. You're not a fucking doctor. You COVID-related. You got some quack doctor whispering that shit in your ear. COVID-related? How is it related? Is it its cousin? Is it its mother? It's its uncle? COVID-related? You idiot.
Anymore.
Doctors are calling the illness pediatric multisystem inflammatory syndrome.
They gave it a long name. Look, a big name. Multi-syndrome inflammatory syndrome. Yeah.
The symptoms are similar to Kawasaki disease, which could potentially damage the heart or blood vessels. NBC News found cases in at least 8 other states and Washington, D.C. Dr. Jane Newberger is with the American Heart Association's Young Hearts Council.
Why do you think we're learning about these cases now?
It's a later phenomenon than the initial COVID infection, and it does suggest that there's
Dr. Jane Hamburger. That's her name.
something about the immune system in some individuals that makes you susceptible to react to having had COVID this way.
The growing health
I would guarantee that this is directly related to vaccines. Directly. A direct correlation. If you dig into this story right here and find out why these kids are reacting, they're reacting to something probably injected into them as children. I heard some vaccines when we were kids. When I was a kid, I think it was like 3 or 4. They shot you in the arm with 3 or 4 vaccines. I don't know how long it lasts. I guess I don't know anything about vaccines. But I would bet now they say that some of these kids are hit with like 70, a cocktail of 70 different vaccines that has been associated or at least accused of causing certain types of autism and such. And so I would say that this scam right here, 3 children die of mysterious COVID-related complications, is directly, I'll make a prediction. I want to do a show. I'm going to do my psychic, I think once a week, maybe on a Saturday night or a late Friday night. I'm going to do a psychic show. I'm going to put on my turban. I'm going to break out the crystal ball. I don't have to go far for the crystal ball. The crystal ball is always here. The crystal ball is always here, right? And I'll break out the tarot cards, and we'll do maybe a Swami Marcus, Swami motherfucker. That's the name. Swami motherfucker, right? Every Friday night, right? We'll do, that'd be cool, right? And we'll do predictions. We'll do psychic predictions on the on stuff, right? Everything. Predict everything, world affairs and lottery numbers and all kinds of shit. Right? Fucking Swami cunt. I don't know. Swami motherfucker. I like that one, man. That's a good name. Fucking give me a name, man. Give me some names. Swami motherfucker's pretty good. So what else, man? So leave the kids alone, right? And here's Trump trying to be doctor again. Fucking Dr. Trump. Dr. Trump administration announces plan for distributing remdesivir, right? After chaotic rollout. What the fuck are you talking about, you idiots? God damn it. God damn, it's nice outside today. It's like 60 in New York, man. So, what a shitty fucking... I don't know what it is. I have no idea. I've never heard of this. Trump administration plans for distribution of this drug. Will ship 1,400 vials of the drug to state health departments, putting the onus on them to decide which hospitals get on them to decide which hospitals get some of the country's limited supply. Wow, fuck you. So here's a chemical, a chemical. Trump administration outlined its plans to distribute blank the remdesivir, the sole drug proven to help coronavirus patients. How? How does it help? I never even heard of it until 5 minutes ago. How does it help? How does it help? How does it help? I want to know how it helps. So they're fighting over how much, and sure enough, there's some drug company, Guild, is got their hand in this thing, and they're pushing their drug to. They're going to give away 600,000 vials of it, and this is ridiculous, man. This is such opportunism, right? It's crazy, right? It's the lead up to this article that I want to talk about. So the liberals in New York, right? There's Cuomo and there's de Blasio, and because New York is alleged to be the coronavirus capital of the United States, and they allege more deaths have occurred here, which I can't find any. I still don't know anybody. Very rarely do I find people that say, "Oh, I got a sick somebody at home." But in perfect defense, it's very hard right now to talk to people on the streets of New York, and I'm pretty good at it. I could crack people right open, and I've been a little reluctant because of this comment right here. Listen to this. This is some of what the kooky liberals are going to start to enforce when they eventually get around to opening the businesses back up. They're killing the economy. Totally This is the total mismanagement. With all we know right now, with all we know about this disease, that it kills less than 1 in 60,000 humans on the planet. Right? That it has a less than, thousands % chance. Even if you get it, it has a less than a 99.98% chance of survival. They're still running with it like it's lethal and dangerous and it's the cause of all our fucking problems. But this last line caught me right here. Listen to some of the strategies to reopen. This will never work in New York City. It will never work. The idea, what they're saying is that the idea of a rush hour is something of the past, that we can't have everybody moving at the same time. So the idea is 3 shifts instead of 1. Temperature checks. I don't mind that. Temperature checks is actually a good idea, especially if someone looks sick. No large meetings. Well, whatever. Shields and face guards between employees working near each other. That is a fucking. You know how annoying. If someone said you have to sit in an office and wear a face shield. I work for welfare. I worked for HRA in New York City for less than a year. And I sat in a cubicle with welfare people trying to get benefits, coughing, sneezing, passing out, shitting on themselves, right? Every kind of people, right? I'm good at it, right? I'm good with people. But the sneezing, coughing, choking, falling out, tripping, right? And drunk, high, and to be in a cubicle with someone at that close proximity, I guarantee they're wearing masks. Guarantee they're required to have a full mask. I would quit. I would say, fuck you. I am not sitting in no cubicle, suffocating for 8 hours, 9 hours a day, breathing in my own air in this shitty little cubicle. I'm out. I'm out. I'm out of here. See you. That's what I would do. Because that's a health issue. That's why do I have to you know what I'm saying? Like, so the point is that, so there's that going on, right? Here's some other things. Remove the salt and pepper shakers from the cafeterias. Reusable water bottles banned. What? Banning water bottles? What fucking scientific research shows that a water bottle, that you should ban a private water bottle and that's better than a new water bottle? What? How stupid. And this is the one that got me, right? And this is the one that's going to cause a lot of problems, especially in racially segregated New York employment, where all the blacks are over there and a handful of whites squeak in, and the Puerto Ricans and the Dominicans and all the Hispanics and all stay to each other. And you got the Russian mafia, the Russian mob speaking Russian, the Muslims, the Arabs. You hear them in the Cuba. Right? You hear them all in the fucking cubicles. Right? The Arabs. Right? New York is segregated, right? And here it is. Stern words for co-workers who stand too close when they talk. Oh, I can see fights breaking out over that one. You're too close. I'm reporting you. He got too close to me, right? And then you can have these loud conversations with people with tape measures and 6 feet away, and you can't run a business like that. You can't. It's not going to fucking work, man. It's the wrong way to go. It's the wrong way to go. But here's Cuomo and de Blasio pushing this shit, right? So here's the New York Times. We got to look at the New York Times to find out what the hell is going on in the liberal mind, because this is their mouthpiece. The New York Times is the echo chamber of ignorance, right? It's a mirror of ignorance. The ignorant politician wants to, instead of looking in the mirror and seeing how stupid and ignorant they are, they look at the New York Times, and the New York Times tells them how stupid and ignorant they are. That's what the New York Times is. Why the path to reopen New York City will be so difficult? It's difficult because people are not looking at the evidence. They're not looking at the science behind what they're saying. That it is not it is not necessary for everyone to be wearing fucking masks and distancing each other. That is decreasing the immune system. Humans have survived a million years on the planet being in close proximity to each other, and now you want to change that? You want to change you want to change human nature based on false evidence. Change the whole way people interact and work and such. And because of based on circumstantial evidence, and evidence that is now promoted by people like Bill Gates, promoted by I don't know who else. I don't know who else has a vested interest in seeing the banks that are covering up, of course, the crashing markets, an opportunity to reevaluate, recalculate, re-strategize the way they're going to rape this new economy. Right? You're giving them a pause, right? And set it up now. Testing and distancing. Fashion is going to change. Everybody's going to wear a scary mask. Everybody's going to be 6 feet apart. Why don't we all carry bullhorns? Why don't we? Because yelling all day to people 6 feet away is a pain in the ass. Why don't we have bullhorns? We'll carry fucking bullhorns, and we could talk to each other through bullhorns, so we don't have to yell, and you can keep a regular voice, a regular volume, and you don't throw out your voice, right? Bullhorns or something, there'll be some kind of cottage market, some new way to communicate, right? So nearly 190,000 people were tested for coronavirus. I'm going to skim this because there's a lot there. They're talking here about that they're going to hire 1,000 detectives to track down the contacts of every infected New Yorker. What the fuck are you talking about? It's a flu. It's a flu that goes away in a few days. If you're not dead, you beat it. That's it. In 14 days, you're either dead, right, or you beat it. It's gone. What are you going to find out? What are you looking for? What are you looking for in this trace force? What is the trace force looking for? Right? Sick people don't fucking hide. They come out and say, "Oh, I'm sick. Help me," and they get treated. What is it? What is this? What does this mean? The city is also paying for hotels to house people who cannot quarantine. So if the trace detective detects you have corona and you were near people, they're going to quarantine you and pay for it. That's a concentration camp. You have to go to the camp, and they're going to set them up at tennis courts. This is communism, right? It's a concentration camp, concentrated with people that are potentially infectious to others. This is liberal. This is your money, right? This is your leadership. Cuomo has established a framework for reopening the state based on 7 concrete health-related milestones. He has asked Bill Gates, the restaurateur Danny Meyer, and the New York's owner James L. Dolan. James fucking Dolan, that idiot that owns the Madison Square Garden, that drove the Rangers into the fucking toilet, and dozens of other outside advisors from the upper echelons of New York business world to help him guide him on how best to restart the economy, possibly reimagining public education. That's Cuomo. That's the guy calling the shots in New York right now. He's asking Bill Gates and fucking James Dolan, the spoiled brat that his father made. Dolan's family made all their money in cable. They were Cablevision. And in the 70s, the father, Dolan, bought up all the cables in New York because people weren't using cables. They said, fucking, come on, TV's wireless. Everything's going to be wireless. And his father, I don't think he had the insight to know that internet could run through those cables. That could be used for internet. I don't know if he had that kind of insight, but he certainly had enough money to buy up all of the cables. And that's who Jim Dolan is, right? And why are you listening to these guys? Why is Cuomo listening to Bill fucking Gates and some restaurant guy and James Dolan, the owner of Madison Square Garden? Why are you listening to these people? It's the money, because they're getting paid. They're listening to the wrong fucking people. And they destroy a doctor when a doctor comes on and says, that we're killing people with sticking tubes up their nose. We're killing people with sticking a tube up their nose. Right, and it's just that there's millions of cases, small amount of death. Why don't you listen to those people? Why don't you listen to the right people? Why don't you listen to Dr. Judy instead of cutting her, censoring her video off of the internet, and listen to what she's saying? That it is biologically impossible that virus was created naturally. Why don't you listen to that? Right? There is a strategy there. Stop with the conspiracy theories. I don't like it. I'm not a conspiracy goof. I listen to the facts, and I think people that are conspiratorially minded, they go all in. I think Dr. Judy may have been all in, but I believe that there's parts of what she's saying are valid and such. Right? So this is not conspiracy theory. This is facts. I personally went to the hospitals and saw that there are no emergencies, that there are empty ambulances, that there are morgues, out back there's nothing in them, that there's no signs anywhere that you could see in New York City that suggests a dangerous place or a high death rate or a high sickness. There's nothing to suggest it, right? I'm your walking guinea pig. I've been everywhere and I've been walking around hospitals and I've talked to people a little bit. And I'm not sick. I take the subway almost every day. Almost every day lately, I'm on the subway. Unless it's cold and raining, but I'm always on the subway. I go to the store every day, the supermarket, every day. I'm not someone who stocks up. I stock up on some things, but for the most part, I cook every day. I eat out. Right, whatever I can find. There's falafel places in the village that I eat at that are still open. I'll grocery store, prepared food line. If I'm out, that's where I'll have lunch every day. Public bathroom. That's all you have in New York right now. If you got to go to the bathroom, it's in the park. There's a bathroom in the park, or you piss on the side of the building, which I'll do. If you're not going to open a bathroom, I got to go. I'm taking a piss. I stop my bike. I take a piss. Fuck you. And that's the way it's going to go. You want to give me a ticket? Give me the ticket. Give me the ticket, and I'll go down there and tell them there's no bathrooms open. I was ready to explode, and it's just disgusting to walk around having to take a piss. It's more disgusting to hold a full piss than it is to piss on the side of a building. Right? That's what I say. Right? And that's what I'll tell the judge. Right? So I'm sorry. I diverted. I went the wrong way on this article. I was trying to. So anyway, from the Cuomo, let's see what else we can find out about this. It's despicable, right? The fact is that made the city, the U.S. epicenter of the pandemic, its density, tourism, and dependence on mass transit complicate a return to a semblance of normalcy. Listen, you idiots at New York Times, you fools. It's complicated because you're not looking at the evidence. You don't make a 6-foot rule forever. You don't make masks forever, you idiots. It's temporary. What don't you understand about that? You take temporary measures. Oh, we don't know what it is. Put a mask on. And 3 days later, you know what it is. Oh, take the mask off. You don't need it. As far as I'm concerned, it's not a bad idea to carry like an alcohol swab. I still carry them, right? Every once in a while, you break open an alcohol. If you think you touched something a little slimy, right? You break out. I carry little vials of alcohol here and there, and you do a little hand wash. There's nothing wrong with that. That's good hygiene. That's good hygiene. You disinfect your hands and you're good to go, right? It smells like alcohol, man. It smells like fucking, so what? That's not a bad thing. That's a little measure to keep yourself safe. But so what I'm saying is the metric by which the liberal left, the Cuomos and the de Blasios of this world are going about it is ass backwards. It's ass backwards, right? You're going to try to invoke these ridiculous rules and open up a major metropolis where people are not allowed to be 6 feet to each other, and if they do, they're supposed to use stern words and push the person out of their fucking space? Are you kidding me? Are you just that's gonna start wars in a place like New York? People be fuck yous all over the place, punching each other and kicking each other. Right? That's what's gonna happen. Right? People are not gonna be nice about it, right? You can get fuck you, shut your mouth, mind your own business. They'll tell you. People like me will tell you that. You tell me get out of your space, I'll tell you go fuck yourself. Because that's what you're supposed to do. Don't tell me where I could stand. You don't like where I'm standing, move the fuck away. So I see tremendous problems in the way the Cuomos and the de Blasios and even Trump is allowing it to happen. Fauci or Fiaci or whatever, this fucking idiot doctor who now has coronavirus or was quarantined. Good. Sit in the box for 14 days, you idiot. Fauci, excuse me. I get him mixed up with focaccia, the bread. Complicated. So the city is still far from meeting the public health metrics necessary to reopen. What metrics? The metrics based on the WHO, who's a bunch of liars and cheaters, and people like fucking Bill Gates feeding you the information, and the spoiled brat James Dolan. Ugh. I got a lot of these pictures. These are good pictures, New York Times. At least they know how to still snap a picture, man. Oh, you know who used to snap a picture? I got this guy. I wanted to talk about him. I'll talk about him right now because we're talking about the New York Times. But do you remember this guy right here? You know who this guy is? Oops, sorry. You know who this guy is right here? He is, shit. Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. Hold on a second. I got to fix something. Okay, you could see. All right, so what was I saying? So Bill Cunningham. This is Bill Cunningham. This is the fashion photographer for the New York Times. He's the old guy. He used to live. I love this guy. I love this story. I love talking about Bill Cunningham. Bill Cunningham was a photographer for the New York Times. He used to use film. To the day he died, he refused to get a digital camera. In the age of digital, he was still shooting with film, and nobody would develop his photography because he would actually have to go down to a store and try to find a place to develop the film, because even the New York Times didn't have the facility anymore to manufacture to develop film. So it was just his photography was mostly fashion, but that shot right there says it all, because you would see Bill all over the city. He lived in Carnegie Hall. He actually lived in an art loft in Carnegie Hall, inside Carnegie Hall. And he's alleged to have saved every single picture he ever shot. Every fucking negative and every photograph he has, from the time he started till the time he died, which was a few years ago. But that image right there, I've seen him, I've spoken to him many times. More than 5, less than 10 times. I've seen him more than 10 times, wandering around on the bicycle, and he always wore that blue coat, and he always said the thing that I remember about Cunningham. He said, they used to ask him, what is the key to your success? And he would say, don't take the money. Don't take the money. Don't let the money pollute you. That was his thing, right? And I guess, what does he mean by it? It means that money kills art. When people want a certain thing, they say, "Oh, we'll pay you to say a certain thing, or play a certain music, or shoot a certain shoot a video a certain way," and you compromise yourself. You sell out, and what speaks to me about Bill Cunningham is the fact that he never sold out. He still wore his stupid he wore that blue jacket all the time. He had a whole bunch of them because he wanted to see himself as the worker and not the art itself or something, And I know, I ride a bicycle around New York City, so I really admire Bill Cunningham. But I digressed because he was one of the top photographers at at the New York Times, which is the New York Times. Actually, you see this building right here. That's the New York Times. It's at the end of this building, right in front of Port Authority, on 42nd Street, and it's the New York Times building. And New York Times is so careless in the way they manage their money that they actually lost the building in 2008. They couldn't. They when the economy crashed, they couldn't pay the amount of money because they had the building built, and then they were supposed to pay X amount of dollars until the building was paid for, and they couldn't do it. So somebody else stepped in, bought the building, bought the New York Times building, and rented the space to the New York Times. So the New York Times doesn't even own the building that they headquarter in New York City. People don't know that. It's ridiculous. They rent because they're idiots. That's the point. Like, they don't know what they're doing. How long might it take to restart New York City's economy? Nobody can tell you, Cuomo. Nobody can tell you, Mr. Cuomo said. Nobody can tell you. I got his voice down pretty good, Mr. Cuomo. So this is Mario. Sorry. This is Andrew Cuomo. This is my brother Fredo. And nobody can tell you when the economy's going to come back. The virus has killed more than 1,900 people in the city, a death toll that exceeds those in all but a small number of countries, like California, Illinois, and Massachusetts. Right. He's an idiot. Right. I liked his father. His father was Mario. Mario Cuomo was the governor of New York City. Anyway, man. So the key to reopening is containing the virus. And that will take a vast infrastructure of testing and contact tracing, unlike anything the United States has ever seen before. Cottage industry, that's what it is. It's a cottage industry. You've got guys like Bill Gates with the billions and billions of dollars. Their life has not changed. They are not running to the grocery store, having to put on a scary mask. Nothing has changed in their lives. If you go to their house, they still have servants. They're probably testing the servants, just like they do at the White House. They test everybody who comes in. You don't think Bill Gates has built a bubble around him? Hold on. And has all his helpers tested? You can't get within 100 yards of Bill Gates without having a thermometer, a temperature thermometer up your ass. To see how hot you are. There's no way, right? So they live in a different lifestyle. Just know that. Know that. If you've never been around very, very wealthy people, I assure you, from my eyewitnessing, very rich people. I've done hundreds. I've been at hundreds of socialite parties. I led probably 1,000, but I've led as a catering captain. Many of them. You think I'm crazy here? You should have seen me there. I'm fucking out of my mind. That's why I was good at it, because it's, running a party. It's not running a funeral. It's running a party. You got to get people. It's difficult. But the point is that I met a lot of these people. I've seen Bill Cunningham there 100 times. I've seen Trump. I've seen everybody who's famous. Literally, name a name, and I've seen them at a socialite party. They're all there, and that's the rich. That's actually the famous. The people that you would name are famous. But there's this whole other category of people at these parties, and those are the rich. And the famous people know who the rich people are. And I could tell you that the rich people run the show. The rich people are the most interesting people at the table. Even if there's a wildly popular celebrity like a fucking superstar, rock star sitting at the table, or Oprah Winfrey or one of those people sitting at the table, they don't even pale in comparison to that rich motherfucker that's got $60 billion in the bank. Or Mike Bloomberg sitting at the table. Mike Bloomberg runs the show. He runs the whole conversation because they're all ass kissers. They buy the politicians. They have power, the money. Right? That's who guys like Cuomo and Blasio listen to. You don't listen to people like that. Those are they're the problem. They're not the solution. They're the problem. How long have we been going for this, man? I got to get out of here. We're over an hour already, so I'll start to wrap this up. So if you want to read this stupid New York Times article, go right ahead. Let's just look at the pictures, right? So I don't agree with Cuomo's metrics, what he's looking at. Look, they're making fashion out of it. Look, They're making fucking fashion out of this. A permanent mask for everybody. No more smiling. In public, you're gonna forget what smiling faces look like. You're not gonna be able to gauge if people are happy or sad. All you're gonna do is hear them from 6 feet away, and if they violate your space, you're supposed to yell at them back. Get out of my fucking space. That's a society of human. That's a humane based on no evidence, to validate it. Let's look at more of the pictures. Oh, he's so kind. Look at him. Look at Mayor de Blasio handing the poor black man something. Giving him food. Feed yourself, my son. I am Mayor de Blasio. I am here for you. I will feed you. Take my bag. Take the bag from my bosom. That's what that one says. What does this say? This is sad, right? Empty schools, man. I went to school in a place just like that. Actually, yeah, with the marble floors and the folding. What a memory, right? This is public school in New York City. This is what it looks like. At the auditorium, they used to have like a gym with the hoops and echo. That's the echo. The sound of the room was fascinating because everything is marble. I don't know why they do that. The walls are marble and tile and the floors are. It's really beautiful. Some of the old buildings in New York, the old school buildings, are so amazing. They got the old water fountains and the high ceilings with the drop down lights. With the pole, it's like a pole, and then it's got this big light ball. They're really beautiful. That's a sad picture for me. That reeks of a lot of like, well, kids are not allowed to be next to each other. They're not allowed to eat next to each other because they're contaminated and they're poisoned and they're virus carriers. You motherfuckers, right? You're destroying culture, man. You're destroying culture based on lies, man. Right? That's dickhead. Take that mask and stuff it up your ass, you old idiot. It's probably the only time he wears the mask is when he has to come out to the desk and he's going to sit down, everybody's 6 feet away, and then he's going to take the mask off. When the reality is no one's getting near this guy without getting thermometered, without getting thermal blasted to see if they have the disease. So he's a fucking liar. He's a bullshit artist. And so anyway, man. So let's see. Look at some more New York Times pictures. Thank you, New York Times. So this is interesting that they did shut down the New York subways. I live at the end of a. That reminds me, I'm going to go out there. It requires getting up at 1 o'clock in the morning, and you might not actually be able to get in. But I'm going to try, and I want to have a look at what the hell is going on between 1 a.m. and 5 a.m. in the New York City subway. I live at the end of the trail. If I have to, swipe my card to get in, and then get screamed at to get out, I want to see what they're doing in there. Are they really scrubbing down the subway? Because I haven't seen any evidence of that. I get on early in the morning, and it looks like the same old stinky shit that I saw, yesterday when I got off of it. So what are they doing? Why are they locking it down? They did it to pressure the homeless people out of the subway. Because the homeless people were living too good. They were living on empty subways, man. You can't have that, man. You can't have that. Cuomo said, that disgusting fuck said, homeless people it's disgusting that working people have to get on the subway and someone's living on it. Where's your fucking head? Where's your sense of empathy? Where is your sense of humanity that people, the lowest of the low, the lowest hanging fruit, are taking the biggest hit on this? What do you want them to do? Crowd into the shelters and sleep in a chair upright and get robbed if they fall asleep and get some idiot with a crack pipe is up all night smoking crack and full of coronavirus and coughing and sneezing all over people. That's where you want these people to go? I would choose to live on the subway. I would live outside. I would camp out. I would panhandle until I had enough money for a tent. And every night I would sneak into Central Park and I would go to sleep. I would sleep in the fucking park on a nice grassy knoll in a tent or under a tree, and I would find my spots. Or I'd go down, or I'd take it to the end of Coney Island and sleep on the beach in a tent. Don't fucking, you know what I'm saying, man? Survival. What's up, everybody, man? I'm rambling this morning. I got to get out of here in a second. What's up, everybody? Quantum Epic. Tommy Hayes in the house. Vinny DiMartini on the wrench. Don't be a dick. Thank you, Vinny DiMartini, Sterling Price, I saw him in there earlier. Don't be a dick, and you won't get timed out. That's the way this works. That's the rules of Swami Conte. That's the rules of this house. Don't be a dick. Speak your mind. Speak your mind. We want to hear what you have to say. But don't come in here being a dick. We know when you're being a dick. Right? And you know when you're being a dick. And we know that you are being a dick. And that's why you get timed out. Not because it's censorship. It's because you're being a dick. You're being told to shut the fuck up. So don't do that, right? So anyway, what's up, everybody? Liz Rivard. Oh, I want to plug this one more time. Hold on a second. So I want to talk about this fish. Let's just look at the rest of this. So here we are. How many of these tents have we seen? I saw a lot of them, man. I just saw one yesterday on 7th Avenue. I might go over there and look. And I noticed that the freezer box was actually off. The freezer truck was off. And there was a sign on it that said, don't turn it on. So here's some interesting pictures and we'll get out of this. What's this? Oh, look at this. Drive-by. Some parts of New York City, like this parking lot, are more conducive to drive-through testing. Drive-through testing. I've not seen anything like this because I don't drive. But a drive-through testing? Wow. All based on no evidence. Oh, flash the shot of the poor man being pushed into an ambulance, which we've seen relatively none of. And this is your quarantine. This is where you'll end up. At Billie Jean King National Tennis Center in Queens, they'll give you a bed and they'll quarantine you and you could sit here and this is where you sleep around other suspected people who may have this virus. This may be where you actually contract the virus if you didn't have it already. This is where they fumigate the joint with. This is where they release the bioweapon. Right? They unleash the bioweapon because you're on the list. And you came in contact with someone who was on the list. And now we're going to make sure, because you're already on the list, we're going to release our virus by having you quarantined in our facility. You're going to see a lot of this, man. We get this. Whoever has the patent on this forehead zapper, that company's going to make millions and millions and billions of dollars, man. That's the pocket thermometer, right? You don't have to. I'll get one. I want one. I'm going to walk around. You want to talk to me? Let's talk. How about that? Everybody has a thermometer, and if you want to get within my 6 feet, I get to test your temperature, and you get to test my temperature. That would work, right? Hey, we'll all test each other's temperature. We'll all become doctors, like Dr. Trump, and we'll prescribe hydrochloroquine to everybody, and we don't know what the fuck it means, but we're gonna do it anyway, right? We're gonna do it anyway, right? So anyway, Mark Conte in the morning. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, everybody. I know it's afternoon already. I got started late because I was washing my hair. There's more to that story, but anyway, I wanted to talk. Thank you, Judy Z, for this fine work of art. We're gonna try to find out. How much it's worth. I'm kidding. So it's a flying V. Thank you very much, man. It just came in the mail. If you want to send me anything, I'll always talk about it. I like hats. I like T-shirts, because they're visual and we can talk about them. But it's a flying fish, man. What does it mean? What does the flying fish mean? Why is the fish flying? He's got a shadow. You see the shadow? And the fish is flying, the flying fish over the mountains. And at one point I thought it was this way. I was looking at. If you look at it upside down, it's pretty interesting too. Because now the fish is underwater where it's supposed to be, but that's really not the way it is. So it's actually a pretty fascinating thing. So according to the signature, it says GIAVE maybe, or it could be G-Love, GLOVE, 1973. It's hard. The camera doesn't pick it up, but I'll try it one more time. You see that? That's the signature, 1973. G-Love. G-Love. I don't know who it is or what it means, but if anybody knows, if anybody can look into that, let me know. So let's listen to some tunes, man. Let's listen to Courtney Barnett. I'm thinking of you. I'm thinking of
Courtney Barnett live.
I wanna go out, but I wanna stay home. I wanna go out, but I wanna stay home.
Something very sexy about chicks that play guitars. If you want to win over my heart, play guitar.
Why you so eager to please?
Not him.
I wear my heart on my sleeve. 'Cause harder in the winter, gotta be a fake or shiver. It takes a great deal out of me. Yes, I like hearing your story.
It's a nice guitar. Fender Telecaster.
But I've heard them all before. I'd rather stay in bed with the rain over my head than have to pick my brain up off of this war. I wanna go out, but I wanna stay home.
See, my hope for this whole pandemic, this whole epidemic, this whole thing is that we see a spark in art, that the arts come back, that people start to listen. You can't inspire people. You can't. I think the message is that you can't really make any change anymore. You know, by trying to run for office and blog. But I think that the answer might be in the arts. It always is. When you inspire millions of people, like a Bob Dylan or other political activists of the folk era, Peter Seeger and such. I'm not saying that this is Courtney Barnett is doing that. I'm just saying that that's what I would like to see. That's what this reporter would like to see happen. Where the millennials stand up and rebel.
I'm on the fence, it all depends whether I'm up, I'm down, I'm on the man transcending all reality.
Need some cowbell.
I like you, despise you, admire you, what are we gonna do when everything all falls through?
Alright everybody, thank you very much for stopping by. Mark Sconti in the morning. Stop by Mark Sconti over here and read this ridiculous article about two psychopath brothers who are fucking up the internet for everybody. And kindly become a Patreon. Drop a tip in the tip jar through PayPal. Become a Patreon by joining over here. You can read a free book. You can see some of the pictures, watch all the videos. This is how we do it. This is how we do it. This is how we do it here. This is how it all happens. It's all happening live. That's important. The music is too loud, you can't hear me? I'm sorry. I'm talking to myself, it doesn't matter. Peace out, everybody.
It's scratched and drifting. I've become attached to the idea. It's all a shifting dream, bittersweet philosophy. I've got no idea how I even got here. I'm resentful, I'm having an existential time crisis. What bliss, daylight savings don't fix this. Underworked and oversexed, I must express my disinterest. The rats are back inside my head, what we're fine to say. Put me on a pedestal and I'll only disappoint you. Tell me I'm exceptional, I promise to exploit you. Give me all your money and I'll make some origami honey. I think you're a joke, but I don't find you that funny.
Barnett live on KEXP.